name's Greg Simcock. I'm the creator of the Harry Potter stories. Did you believe me that? Would you believe me? I told you I was the creator of the Harry Potter story? Probably not. It's true. It began in 1978 when I was not long out of basic training in the army, and I was posted to Duntroon Military College in Canberra, Australia. Nice place, Canberra. Very cold in winter, hot in summer. A bit like an old English village. Dark, tall, green trees, plum trees all along the streets. In Duntroon I was taught how to be able to use projection equipment, video equipment and so forth. My ECN 320 training had me present preschool children movies. One was The Cow That Fell Into the River. That delighted the children and the children delighted me, and as I walked out of the preschool carrying the heavy projection equipment, I said to myself, or asked myself, what am I going to do the rest of the time in the army? With my equipment in my hands, I said, I'm going to create the best story for children for film. And then I was posted to Puckapunyal in Victoria. As I drove into the grounds of Puckapunyal along a road, with very parched land either side and paddocks, sheep with barely any shade, and a bush behind them. I envisioned the sheep being attacked by animals from the bush, such as lions and tigers. But we don't have lions and tigers in Australia, the same as we don't have castles. A lot of arseholes, but not castles. And I saw a second story being developed from that day on. The first day I arrived at Puckapunyal. After a 3-year stint, I had another story partly made, and I posted to Sydney, Maroubra, on 20 Avoca Street, Maroubra. I was in the amenities unit, which is responsible for human needs, you know, food, clothing, shelter and entertainment, that sort of stuff. I had with me a 17-foot Caribbean Cougar runabout. I used to ski, scuba dive, take out a sailing boat. It was a lot of fun, the ocean. I used to fish, catch young snapper or pinkies as they call them. I've been a very creative person all my life, and I thought I'd be an inventor from a very young age. I'd also be a story writer from a very young age. Only problem was I didn't know what I'd write. But being very technically minded, I drew things mechanically, electronically. My hobby was mainly electronics, and So I designed a lot of electronic gadgets. You know, things you build kits from out of magazines and stuff like that. Amplifiers. Everything was 1 transistor or 2 transistor. They didn't appeal to me. I wanted a 6 transistor radio. But, you know, I was a son of a man who was a labourer, plant operator at Bulkhander Limited in Cronulla. I got my vehicle and I went out to work and I earned money and I built better gadgets. I wasn't satisfied with the labour jobs I was doing, so I joined the army and became a cinema projectionist. In the 9 years I was in the army, I created 3 main stories. Decidedly, sequentially, and I got injured. So I couldn't sign on any further. So I left the army and bought a house in a place called Palm Beach in Rockingham, where I was brought up. An old house, and I made it comfortable. And I sat down on a lounge chair without a base, sat on top of a wooden crate and began to draw. What I drew was everything and anything that caught my mind that I liked, or if I saw a need for something better than what I had, I'd draw that too. And when children I saw on TV died, and pretty girls, for example, I felt really sad. So I took a photo off the television and I drew them as nice as I could. As I was doing all these drawings, I was learning how to draw using reference material in books, how to sketch, and I created a lot of drawings. I live on a street called Harrison Street in Palm Beach, and when I put all my artwork together into separate sections in my file, a large amount of stories were basically formed with my art. So I built upon each story as and when I did a drawing and poked it into the file where it was appropriate. But my main story, which was about the children exploring castles in England, took years to develop, believe me. And I was out the army some years and I said, Greg, you've got so many stories and inventions to complete, you have to focus on only a few of them. My 3 main stories I created artwork, drafts of. The first was The Philosopher's Stone. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was created by me. My author name was created by me. The second story I called The Lion King. I am a Leo, as in King of the Jungle. I've always been a kind person, generous, caring, and always wanted to make things for everybody's enjoyment, for entertainment, and for me as well. My father was dying at the time, and so I put a scene in there where the father had died and his son, Simba, I named him, was at the water hole, pining for his father. His father looked down upon him and he said, Simba, I won't always be here at the water hole anytime. But if you ever want to see me, all you've got to do is look into the water. And Simba had grown, and as he got to the water edge, he looked upon the ripples, but in there he could see amongst the reeds his mane, his face. I named that story The Lion King. My third story was started when I went into Sydney, New South Wales.
In 1983.
I went scuba diving among the fish by myself. A clown I was, swimming among the reeds and these clownfish. And beautiful fish. An oasis under there you wouldn't believe. I thought the children have to see this. But I got scared because that's where sharks roam in Sydney. So I left the water fairly quickly, about maybe half an hour later. As I was driving back to Randwick, Maroubra rather, where I was stationed or lived, housed, I thought of the stories I had formed with my pictures. I've taken photos with me by a camera, underwater camera. I thought those photos are pretty, they're going to be really nice. Other photos I'd taken in Melbourne, I'd add to them. I said, people have to see this, the children have to see this. So I saw another story for me. A clown among the sharks in shark waters. And I went out the army in 1987, back to my home state in Western Australia, and I developed those stories into Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, The Lion King and Finding Nemo. I was by then out of money, no job, I had a small pension, so I had to name that third story of a little clownfish. I wanted it to be popular. It happened in Sydney, began in Sydney, so it had to have Sydney in the title. Okay? So when you think of Sydney Poitiers, you think of Sydney, Australia now. And that little clownfish, his name's Nemo. And I formed the word Nemo from the word money. I had to find some money to live on because I didn't have a job. I was almost broke. So I took off letter Y because Y is just a letter that you ask yourself, why do I need money, for example? Everyone needs money, so do I. I don't need that question mark in my title, so I took off letter Y. I'm still looking for the name of the little fish and the title. I swapped the first two letters with the last two letters, and I came up with the word Nemo. I named my story Finding Nemo, a little clownfish in Sydney in shark-filled waters looking for adventure. That's me. But Nemo in the story, he gets taken by a diver. His father goes out into the wilderness, in the seas, looking for him. he asked another fish, "Have you seen my son? He went that way." And he ends up in Sydney. Headed for Sydney. The storyboard for those 3 stories was very well set out. Beautiful. All titled. I needed a writer's name. I used J for my mother's name, Joy. I used R for my father's name, Ron. I used letter K from the end of my surname because K is very solid. You can stand with your legs apart as a soldier and you won't get pushed over, provided you don't have your arms crossed. So when you see the author's name, J.K. Rowling, you think of this Leo with J.K.R. as his initials. And on his left is his mother, and his right is his father. So J and R for Joy and Ron on my flanks. That's why you saw Jo Rowling mention flanks in her video she published about the origin of the story and how she got it up and all that nonsense. It's not true what she says. I'll tell you now. A man named Alan Page, who I believe was a friend of mine, came into my house quite frequently. One day he picked up a design file in front of me in the lounge room floor. He opened it up and he put it across my lap. He didn't put it on my lap. He started asking me questions. To a girl on a witch's broom. What did you do that for? What's that on her head? That's a witch's hat, Alan. What's that she's on? I said, that's a witch's broom, Alan. Why is that? I said, she's a witch, Alan. Little girl witch. And what's that? I said, that's a friend. That was Harry. The name taken from Harrison Street. When I got glasses, I prescribed them. Got short focus, short eyesight, astigmatism, and the optometrist said you can't have round glasses because they don't suit your face. I went out of there with horn-rimmed glasses. I felt like I looked like a professor, well, my electronics. People used to call me Professor at school, and I didn't really like it, didn't so much hate it, I didn't care for the name Professor, because I wasn't a professor, I was just a kid. Anyway, when I nearly finished that drawing, I was tired, maybe 1 in the morning. I'd been drawing most of the day. I was tired. And I wanted to finish it before I left because I like to finish my work every day. So I quickly drew round glasses on the boy Harry's face because I hadn't done his eyes. And I thought just drawing round glasses would have made that really quick and simple. But it took me quite a while to draw. Anyway, I had the drawing in front of Harry and the girl, Hermione, whom I also named. There's a thing I drew with wings. I called it the snitch. amazing how you feel when you have a shave. I love that. Makes a world of difference to your looks too, you guys. You ought to have a shave once in a while. I use this shaver, which is one of my designs. Have a look. It's made by Panasonic. It is an ESLF51 wet and dry shaver. If you think it looks anything like a jet ski, it's because I designed the jet skis. The jet ski was designed by me, stolen and marketed, I think, through Yamaha and Kawasaki. Anyway, that's me showered and shaved. I hope you get some information out of this video and know that Joe Rowling did not create the Harry Potter story. I did. It's mine. It's come from Rockingham in my home, developed from 1978 until 6 or 7 years after I got out the army. I don't know when it was stolen. I really can't tell you, but I was drugged. I lost memory. I couldn't make sense of anything. I couldn't find any of my inventions, my prototypes, or my artwork was basically gone. Some of it I have, some literature I have, but nothing substantial. There's about 1,000 inventions and many product designs stolen from me, hundreds of stories I had storyboarded, and a large amount of that is on the market today. You've been enjoying my inventions and stories for years in their final product design. You've enjoyed computers, iPhones, iPads and memory cards. The SD card was of my origin and a lot of other things. So anyway, I'll tell you a bit more in another video. Thank you for watching. My name is Greg Simcock. My author name is J.K. Rowling for Joe King Rowling. Goodbye.